Welcome to the Greater Connellsville Chamber of Commerce Annual Award Center for the Aaron's Building in downtown Connellsville. We hope you enjoy this presentation as we celebrate the individuals, organizations, and businesses who make positive contributions to the Connellsville community.
I am honored to present the Special Recognition Award to two special individuals this evening. This award is presented to someone who has made a positive impact in our community. The first individual I would like to recognize is a gentleman who has done so much for our youth in our community. He has been a longtime member of the Rotary Club where he served as president in the past. He has been a lay minister for the last 15 years and does 2 services every Sunday. He has served as a longtime volunteer for the Connellsville area Bill Swan Community Food Pantry. He is also an author who has published a few books. One of his books is in the works of becoming a movie. With all his accomplishments, he found his true passion one December night many years ago. This is when he became Santa Claus. Some may have said that he was in the right place at the right time. Others say it was fate, but to him, this became a way of life. Throughout the years, he has done numerous fundraisers to raise funds for presents for the children. As he describes in his book, My Life as Claus, his journey has been about creating magic with children. It sheds light on why creating magic for children is important. It is about a journey into the realm of children whose innocence is taken from them far too soon. It's about smiles and laughter, secrets, and perhaps a little magic that will result from believing. Believing for a moment or longer, if we're lucky, another year. Or if we really believe, perhaps the magic can last a lifetime. This story also shows what the children gave to him and how he evolved into Santa Claus. He gained the insight and understanding of the power of believing, even when believing seems impossible. I would like to present our Special Recognition Award to our Santa Claus, Chuck Hubbell.
No, you can say more than that if you'd like. There you go. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, these two are next.
Congratulations, Chuck. So on behalf of all the elected officials, the Senate, the House of Pennsylvania, and Congress, Congressman Reschenthaler, we have citations for you, so we present these.
Sorry.
We present these citations to you, Chuck. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You may say a couple words, sir.
I'll hold it.
I can't begin to tell you how humbled I am with this award. I thank you so much. I think everybody who has participated in the events in the past few years can get a grip on how much I really like it. I couldn't do it without you, because if you don't bring your kids and your grandkids to see me, I'm just an old guy with a beard. I really enjoy it. It's one of the things that I think I was called to do. And so God has blessed me, and thank you all for it. Thank you.
The next individual that I would like to present is a woman who is strong, selfless, and a true leader. I am honored to be able to present this award as I personally look up to her in the highest regards. She does so much behind the scenes and never looks for recognition. The Nicholson Cancer Fund was founded in February 2007 by David Scott Nicholson with the dream of giving back to the community he lived in. Scott himself was a cancer patient and owned a sawmill. He knew how fortunate he was to be able to afford his treatments and make ends meet. He witnessed firsthand the financial struggles that many families face during treatment, and he wanted to help. Scott wanted to see his dream come to life, and so the planning began. Being an avid motorcycle rider, Scott wanted to create something that was new and exciting to help raise money and bring the community together for a good cause. With the support of his friend Neil Brown, the first annual Nicholson Cancer Fund bike run was created. Unfortunately, Scott passed away in 2007 and did not get to see his dreams come to life. His wife, his 2 sons, and a dedicated team of volunteers knew that they had to see this through. In August of 2007, the first annual Nicholson Cancer Fund bike run traveled through southwestern Pennsylvania with over 200 roaring engines. His wife knew his passions for this and wanted to continue to grow the fund. Little did she know at that time the fund would grow as much as it has. Now, not only do they do the annual bike run, but they also do a sporting clay shoot, cornhole tournament, and numerous other fundraisers throughout the years. At the beginning of this year, they raised $929,000, just a few thousand short from hitting the $1 million mark. With these funds, they have helped 1,608 individuals. From organizing these events to going through applications, her dedication to the fund is truly noble. She has taken what was a dream of her late husband and turned it into a blessing for everyone the fund touches. Outside the Cancer Fund, she is also a member of numerous clubs throughout our area. She helps with other fundraisers and gives back to the community whenever she can. She shows people that no matter what life throws at you, with a little strength and courage, you can overcome any obstacle. I would like to present our Special Recognition Award to the beautiful Connie Nicholson.
I gotta say, I'm a little surprised. Wow. That's impressive. Well, I've got to say, I didn't realize she could speak that well. And she said a whole lot of nice things about me that, I don't know, maybe they're not all true.
We're going to go with it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with it. She is right. We did start a cancer fund. We're a 501c3 charity, and we help local cancer patients that struggle financially. So it's what we do. So, and it's not just me. I might be the face of the cancer fund, but it takes a lot of volunteers, Sam included. And I'd like to introduce too, because they just happen to be here, my sons, Sean and Weston. You guys want to come up and say something? No? Yeah.
Oh, shy one.
This is Weston. He's my youngest.
My mom's line, she does a whole bunch of work for that. So. But yet, we can't thank enough of the help that comes from everyone in the community. It's amazing. It's a lot of work, and it's all for a great cause. So thank you very much.
Well, I won't bore you with all kinds of... Sean, do you have anything to say? No? You want me?
You bring
Here.
it baby.
Here you go.
I'll just say thanks for nominating my mom, and she deserves all the recognition that she's getting tonight, and appreciate all the things that she's getting.
Well, thank you, everybody. And really, this, what we do, a lot of the people, I look around, I see faces I know that I haven't seen in a while, and that I bump into, of course, at Walmart, where everybody else does. But it takes the community. We get a lot of community support, and I can't thank everybody that helps us do what we do. So thank you again. This is awesome. I didn't expect this, so this is kind of crazy, but I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
It's my honor tonight to present the Community Service Group Awards. The groups that have won these awards over the years have shown a dedication to this community. a dedication where they are constantly giving back, they are raising money, and they're creating a lasting bond with the community that encourages so many other individuals to give back and to get involved. The award winners this evening fit right into that category. And that's right, tonight we are honoring 2 group awards. And it's fascinating to know that there are still so many other groups out there that are constantly giving back to this Connellsville community and that are making this place a better place for each and every one of us to live. And for that, we're always going to say thank you. The first award recipient this evening is an organization that, even though they only meet and gather one day out of the year, they are an organization that leave a lasting impact on this community. The organization first started back in 2005 when a group of friends decided that they wanted to jump in the river on January 1st. And what I'm sure many people thought was such a crazy act at the time soon became a tradition where everyone wanted to partake in. From something that started with just a few friends rose into members of hundreds of polar bears that turn out each and every year now to take part in this amazing opportunity. Now, personally, this year became my 5th year to jump in the river. The first time doing it fully clothed in a suit. That was a first. But I do want to ask, if there's anybody that ever jumped in the river on the first, would you stand up or raise your hand? Is anybody here that ever partaked in this event? That's it. Give yourself... Amazing. And people say it's crazy, but I say, how else would you want to start the new year, right? This event has evolved over the years from just jumping into the river that's lasting less than 10 to 15 minutes to having the Connellsville teachers handing out hot chocolate to try to warm up all of us polar bears, and to everybody bringing down local canned goods or money to be donated to the Connellsville area community ministries. It's creating a legacy that's going to be carried on for many, many years to come, because I know I would not want to start my New Year's off any other way. And over the years, this organization has donated thousands of dollars and hundreds of boxes of canned goods to the ministries, and that is making a lasting impact for those families that desperately need that donation. So I want to say thank you to you for giving back to this community. Thank you for you to give... Thank you to this organization for making this town their home. Thank you for giving back, and thank you for making this place better for each and every one of us and giving us something to do on January 1st. So without further ado, the first award recipient is none other than the Connellsville Polar Bear Club. So please come up.
Thank you. That was a nice introduction. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, guys. Are we allowed to say anything?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're so shy.
Yeah.
I don't want to bore you with details. My name is Frank Jacobianski, and this is Mike Parlak. And I will just briefly talk about this. We appreciate the recognition, and we really want to thank the community. This is a Connellsville event, and when I moved to Connellsville, I moved in '83, so I'm still considered an outsider in this town, by the way, but I'm trying to work my way up the ladder. It was an okay town, but it seemed like Connellsville always got a lot of bad press. So the Polar Bear Club, at least every January 1st, the news stations come down, they highlight Connellsville, they give us really good recognition. And being a member of a citizen of Connellsville, I'm just proud to be in a city that they highlight. But anyway, so this started out about 19 years ago. I was sitting at a soccer banquet, a youth soccer banquet, and even though it was really interesting to watch the kids get the trophies, my mind started to wander, and I was thinking, you know, what could we do on New Year's to do something fun? So I thought, we have a river. Why don't we jump in the river January 1st? So I went to a guy named Vinny Trainer, and I said, Vinny, what do you think? Can we jump in the river on the 1st? And Vinny said, sure, why not? And that was it. That was what I needed. So I went around to people that I knew, and I begged a lot of people to come and jump. And surprisingly, some of them said yes. And one of them that said yes was Mike Parlak. Without Mike Parlak, we couldn't have done it. But the person I really begged the most was my wife, Nancy, because heaven forbid that if she would have said no, I would have been afraid to do this. So the first year, we had 45 people, and we jumped at 11. We said, come in at 10:45. We had no idea if anybody was going to show up. So fortunately, we had 46 people. We stood on the riverbank, we ran in, and we realized at that second what a mistake it was, because it was so cold. And if you've ever jumped in the river, it's not just cold, it's heart-stopping cold. So we jumped in and jumped out, and we thought, well, that was kind of fun, maybe we should do this again. So 19 years later, it's taken on a life of its own. But as Ethan said, and Ethan, you took away most of my talk here, we could not do this without the community, because we get the teachers down here, we get New Haven, Fayette EMS, there's individuals, John Hammond, Ken Brooks, but this community has really embraced this event. It's just, as Ethan said, it's a great event to start out the, hot way to start out the year. So I don't want to belabor this point. I know you guys want to do other things, but there's a couple memories, if you've ever been at the jump, that stand out for me. The first was, right before we did the first jump, Bruce James and I went down for a publicity picture for the Courier, and the Courier's always been nice to us. So we were just going to stand on the beach, and they were going to take our picture, and they said, why don't you roll up your pants sleeves, take your shoes off, and stand in the river? And we stood in that river, and it was agonizingly horrible. That water was incredibly cold, and we thought then, well, this is probably a bad idea, but we hung in there. And the other good memories we have, 3 years the river froze over, and we didn't know what to do, and we thought we were going to cancel it. But fortunately, we got lucky, and we dug some holes out, and this past year, everything melted. So once again, I don't want to talk forever, but we think this is a wonderful event for the city. We're glad the city appreciates it, and it's just something fun to do. And if you've never done this, you really should come down next year and do this. It'll be our 20th year next year, and we hopefully will have something exciting to do there. Michael.
I promise I'll be brief. And first, I'd like to start off with a disclaimer to the Army Corps of Engineers. We did not dig holes in the ice. That never happened. All right. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the Chamber for how wonderful event they have here. Absolutely, this is the best. And thank them for this award for our group. I'm not a native son. I moved here in January of 1985, but I will tell you this. I look around the room, I see a lot of people here that I met back then, and I see a lot of people that I know now. But this community, and this is no nonsense when I say this community has opened its heart to me like I was born here, and I was one of the most important people that ever lived here. I worked for the city for years, and it is a wonderful place to live. And I want to thank my wife as well, Karen Parlock, because without the organization skills of her and Frank's wife, we'd be spinning our wheels most of the time. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
The second award recipient of the Community Service Group Award is an organization that has been around since the early 1970s. This organization has spent decades making this community more beautiful. Whether it was planting flowers along the bike trail for all those coming into this community to see, or beautifying our Veterans Plaza and maintaining it each and every year, or holding our yearly geranium sales as fundraisers for their organizations, but also as a means to provide us with such an amazing flowers to put in front of our storefronts or at our homes. Currently, this organization has taken part in a major project making an amazing park at Cameron Court. To date, they have raised over more than $215,000 for this project from various donations and grants. And in 2021, the club had finished the first half of the 8-phase project by putting light poles and running electricity through the park. Last year, they started the next phase of building the amphitheater, and with more to come would be landscaping, gardens, walkways, paved parking, park benches, picnic tables, and a water fountain, and a children's play area and education area, and a revitalization of the basketball courts. When this park is completed, it will be a place for so many people to gather, enjoy, and spend time with loved ones. This club has shown over the years the dedication it has to this community to make it a better place for all of us to live, and for that, everyone here says thank you. It's my honor to present the second Community Service Group Award to the Connellsville Area Garden Club. And I know there's a lot of members, so if you all want to stand up, if you're a member of the Garden Club, we can give you a round of applause. If you're a member of the Garden Club, please stand up.
Thank you, Ethan. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. We have 3 tables here tonight. We have about 50 members, and I beat all of you. I migrated here south from Lake Trobe in 1982, so far. It actually, 10 years later, they were still asking me if I was from Pittsburgh. But the Garden Club is a wonderful group. We have a lot of fun, but we have sold a lot of flowers over the years, so thank you, everyone. I think geraniums are in everyone's garden these days. And I also want to thank the commissioners. Starting 10 years ago, they started supporting us with LSA money and Laurel Highland Visitor Bureau money. And that really has helped us achieve what we have today, as well as the community who have donated a lot of money to us. Frank, you forgot to say in the Puller Club when you jump in there, it's not only cold, that there's a lot of muck that goes through your toes too. Al and I have experienced that.
Also want to say thank you to Connellsville Festival Foundation, the Redevelopment Authority, because they help us manage the money that we get through the grants, and so that's been very helpful. Also, I just want to say I hope you appreciate the places that we do. Behind Martin's, the bike trail, we have flowers, the plaza, the Christmas lights that we have at the plaza every year, and then on Pittsburgh Street. And so we're always looking, where else can we plant another flower? So this all started with a teacher back in the 70s, and now, you know, I thought I'd wear my flowers just to, we all love, obviously, we all love gardening, and so we want you to love, and we love Connellsville. And I've been here, I was born in Connellsville Hospital, so I've been here all my life. So, yeah, so thank you, all of you.
So I also have the privilege tonight in presenting tonight's Community Service Individual Award. The individuals that have won this award over the years always showcase a love and drive to improve this community. And let's face it, community service is a thankless job. I think we all can agree to that. Most people don't do it for the accolades or the notoriety. They do it because they want to better this community. They do it because they want to get involved, they want to see a difference, and they want to help those that are less fortunate. To create a community where we all are proud to call home. Tonight's award winner is just that person. They are someone who always answers the call when it arrives at their phone. Tonight's award winner was born on October 19, 1960 at Connellsville State General Hospital. He attended Edinburgh University and Disney University. He has worked for the United States Postal Service, and he was an operational manager for the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. He was the Nike Visual Display Manager in Atlanta, Georgia, and he was also the CFO for Catering Works for 21 years. As the fun fact, Catering Works is one of the largest catering companies in the Carolinas. I just looked up at him and he's shaking his head at me. In all this, tonight's award winner lived in Connellsville, Long Beach, California, Los Angeles, California, Raleigh, North Carolina, and has been able to travel all across the United States. However, no matter where this person was living or where this person was visiting, his heart was always here in Connellsville. When moving back home in 2019, he quickly got to work to get involved. Tonight's award winner is involved in the Connellsville Recreation Board, where he is the vice president of the board. When serving on the board, he's involved in all kinds of activities. Just a few of those are the summer sports camps, Tangled Up and Brew, the first annual Friends Day, the Yough River Rally, and various other programs that they create each year for the kids throughout this community. He spearheaded the Connellsville Croquet Tournament, which quickly became a successful event, which I will contest to that. I'm no good at croquet, but it is amazing to do. He is also a member of the Connellsville Festival Association, where he was instrumental in helping to plan the first annual Red, White, and Boom Festival last year and is currently planning this year's festival. During the summer months, you can see this award winner in the visitor center welcoming everybody off the bike trail and explaining to them what exactly Connellsville has to offer. We have gotten so many individuals off the trail into our restaurant, and they have said that the nice gentleman at the visitor center encouraged them to stop and try our local restaurants, to come across the bridge and see what everyone is talking about here in Connellsville before they travel on to Ohio Powell. Tonight's award winner has shown his dedication to this community, and you can always find him supporting one of the local businesses, promoting community events, planning citywide fundraisers for our local parks and community, and always volunteering his time either for cleanups or at any city function. When meeting this individual, you can clearly tell that his heart and soul is invested into the Connellsville community, and we are truly better because of it. I know that he is going to continue to strive to create so many different events in the future and encourage so many other people to get involved to make this place better. I've always said in life that we can either live life the way it is or make it something worth living. Tonight's award winner is truly making our home a place that's worth living. Tonight, it's my honor to introduce tonight's Community Service Individual Award winner and my dear friend, Mr. James Flynn.
Thanks, buddy.
Wow. Just want to say thank you to the Chamber, to the Connellsville Rec Board, to all my friends, my family, my mom, my brother. Yeah, just recently came back to Connellsville. I love this place. I love this town. There's so much potential here. It's an amazing place. I'm honored to be part of it, and I do it because of every one of you. You're all fantastic. You're great to work with, and we're just going to continue to strive to make Connellsville a better place and have more events. And on that note, go Janine. Months from now, we're having a fundraiser for Connellsville Parks and Rec here at the Aaron's building, and our entertainers are going to be Scott Lacey, Lori and Shirley, who is over there, Dave Gasparo, Levi Graft, Ukulele Eve, and Alexandra Huffman. So look for that. You can get your tickets. It's for the parks. It's for the parks. But anyhow, I'm kind of speechless. Thank you guys so much. Love you all. And let's just continue to make this a great time.
I am Michael Edwards. I'm the Executive Director at the Connellsville Redevelopment Authority. I'm one of those foreigners. Dan and I have only been here 21 years. So, but the beautification was one of the awards that we won when we had the Newmeyer House here in Connellsville. And Connellsville continues to grow despite economic uncertainty, and it is that which is showcased in the winners of our Beautification Award tonight. And we actually have 3 winners. And although our population has declined since the 50s, when there was a heyday of manufacturing, but more recently, housing prices have been increasing, poverty has been decreasing here in the city. We've had some challenges, but none of that stops us from being inventive and resilient. And that resilience starts with a can-do, local ownership mentality and a spirit of entrepreneurship. And there are a number of resources that are available both through the Redevelopment Authority and downtown Connellsville, such as grants and loans, small business startup classes, lunch and learns, facade improvements. But we've learned that no one does it alone and no one is coming to save us. The assets to support a vibrant Connellsville exist internally, and as long as we work together to unlock that shared potential. And it is that attitude of entrepreneurship that has led a 14,000 square foot vacant building to be turned into Premier Dance Studio by Kaylee Blackstone and Rachel Christopher, our first award winner. I'll have each of them come up after. I'll go through all three. Blighted Structures, Becoming Housing and Space for Small Businesses by 3D Development, Chelsea Rittenauer. And when the original planned site falls through, you find a better site, which was Jackie and Matt Humes did for Yough River Brewing. So again, I'm very proud that we're able to have three winners tonight. So if you'd like the Premier Dance Studio, come forward first.
Thank you all so much. We're just so humbled, and it's truly a dream come true. It was always the goal, and we are just so blessed that God brought us together and that we were able to get our dream building in our hometown. We just can't thank you enough. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Just to play off what she said, God has always led the way for us through everything, and we feel like there were a lot of obstacles to overcome throughout the years, and God was always there helping us get through everything. When we started, I was 22 and she was 21, so we were babies.
Last year.
Yes, I wish. But we were two young girls who just wanted to do something good for their city and to do something they loved. So we started at the Connellsville Community Center. We were there for 2 years, so we really have started from the bottom. From there, we went to across from the Falcon Football Stadium. We were there 11 years. And from there, we found this opportunity, and it all worked out, even though it was one of the hardest things we've ever done in our lives, and we don't plan on ever moving ever again. But we couldn't have done it without the help, first and foremost, of our husbands, who probably we drove a little too crazy. But they were there for us every step of the way. Our friends and our family, we had so many people from our dance family helping us, and different businesses throughout the city were lending their time and talents to us. So we could not be more thankful, and we're so grateful to be receiving this. So thank you, and God bless.
Hi, my name is Matt Humes. This is my wife Jacqueline, and we started Yough River Brewing last April 28th. And we didn't really know how it was going to take in Connellsville, with everybody kind of drinking Coors Light, Miller Lite. It was kind of behind the time in craft beer. But we wanted to try it, and we've had help from a lot of people in this room, too many to start naming. And we're blessed that we have had all that help and still are having the help. It's neat. I've heard a lot of people talk about Connellsville growing. We both grew up in Connellsville. And I remember when the West Side was, Connellsville just, it wasn't growing like it is now. And it's nice to see people coming in off the bike trail, meeting people that I never thought I'd meet in Connellsville, coming through for a beer or two, and Connellsville's going in the right way. So I appreciate the award and everything that everybody's doing for Connellsville. It is making a difference, and I think we're going in the right direction. Thank you.
You know, when Max called me to present this award, he didn't have great cell phone service, so the only thing I heard was Shane, winner, Distinguished Citizen Award. So I prepared this acceptance speech that I see I don't need right now. Seriously, the Distinguished Citizen Award goes to someone in our community that exemplifies leadership. Somebody that's dedicated their professional and personal life to making Connellsville a better place to live, work, or visit. This year's winner checks all those boxes. above and beyond. This year's winner is a lifelong resident of Connellsville. She graduated from Connellsville High School in 1965 and was a proud member of the Coker Band. After high school, she went on to college at California State College, where she graduated in 1969 with a degree in secondary education. She then began her journey as a teacher. She was a teacher for 3 decades here in Connellsville, at Junior High East and the Connellsville Senior High School. She taught civics, world cultures, U.S. history, and psychology. She also volunteered for many activities at the high school. She volunteered at the yearbook, the prom committee, pep club, and cheerleading. She was also heavily involved in the musicals that we know play a big part in our community. She was the publicity and program director, props director, and theater manager. Now, if you don't think that's enough, she was also an elected official for 16 years in our great city. She served in council, treasurer, and followed in her mom's footsteps as city controller. She also was vice president of the 2006 Bicentennial Committee. One thing about this individual, she always made sure to give back to the community and recognize those people that deserve the recognition. One thing she was passionate about is our local veterans. So she took on a project, the Veterans Memorial Honor Roll here at town. It's at 119 and North Pittsburgh Street. She began that project in 2018, and she fought through the pandemic to what you see here today. We have a beautiful honor roll representing all the veterans of Connellsville because of this individual. She also authored 2 books. First, Respect, Honor, Remember, Connellsville area veterans who made the supreme sacrifice in World War II. Also, Devotion to Duty, Connellsville area veterans who made the supreme sacrifice in Korea, Vietnam, and Middle East conflicts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time that we give this person the recognition that she's due. So can everyone please stand and join me giving a round of applause to this year's Greater Connellsville Chamber of Commerce and Senior Citizen Award, Judy Keller.
Wow. This is, I'm sorry. Councilman Keedy told me I was maybe going to talk tonight about the honor roll, but he said the honor roll committee might be one of 5 finalists, so he said you better be there just in case. I never expected this. If you don't mind, I'd like to take a little trip down memory lane and talk about Connellsville, because that's why we're all here. And I feel my family has very strong roots here in the city, because in 1910, my great-grandparents were already residing on East Patterson Avenue, raising 8 children. And my great-grandfather was a locomotive engineer for the railroads. My great-grandmother was an immigrant from England. And one of their sons, my grandfather, then also labored on the railroad and later became co-owner with his brother of the Arcade News in the 100 block of South Pittsburgh Street, right across from
Some of you will remember the original Wonder Bar owned by the Kurtz family. And so that gave me the opportunity to grow up in Connellsville in the 1950s and 60s, when our population was hovering around 13,000 people, and the downtown business district was flourishing. I could stand here and reminisce about all those old wonderful businesses that we enjoy, but I know you want to get home before midnight. But I do like to reminisce. I guess it's a sign of old age. But I know we can't live in the past. But we need to remember what makes Connellsville unique. How many other small towns in America can boast of both a Heisman Trophy winner in Johnny Lujack? And by the way, he also led the Fighting Irish to 3 national championships, 1943, 1946, and 1947. And also an Olympic gold medalist in Johnny Woodruff. And the Olympic oak that still stands after 87 years sturdy and proud at our stadium. And Connellsville's the home to Mr. Trombone, Mr. Harold Betters. Pardon me, I'm really nervous. My heart's about ready to jump out of my chest. And a motion picture pioneer, Mr. Edwin Porter. And at one time, Connellsville, you may know, was known as the Coke capital of the world. Around 1915, our area was responsible for 60% of all the coke produced in this nation for the manufacturing of steel. The observance of Armistice Day, at the end of World War I in 1918, observed as a national holiday, was initiated right here in Connellsville with 2 World War I veterans, Max Floto and Thomas Scott. And they started their campaign in earnest in 1919, and they persevered until 1938 when President Franklin Roosevelt declared Armistice Day as a national holiday. And President Eisenhower changed the name to Veterans Day in 1954. And in 1978, Congress voted to recognize Max Floto as the father of Armistice Day. I'm an old history teacher, so bear with me. The supreme sacrifices that our military heroes made is also part of our history. And that is why we are so grateful to the community and to former residents for their generous support for our Veterans Memorial Honor Roll project. Thank you to Tony Grasso for his beautiful design, to Ron Rulai and John Keedy for their volunteer labor for all the electrical work, to George J. and his crew from J Masonry for their donation of their labor, and to my fellow committee members Jerry Brown, Greg Lincoln, Bob Lubitsch, Tom McFadden, Vern Oler, Ron Schroyer, and Tim Witt. We apologize for the delay. We wanted to have this honor roll completed by now, but we did order 5.5 tons of granite, and we ordered it 14 months ago. We were blaming it on the supply chain issue because of the pandemic, but we found out late this summer that the quarry in Vermont was having a difficult time finding enough granite without any blemishes on it. And we said, well, what are blemishes? And they said, well, it could have a line in it or it could have dots in it. And we said, well, we don't want blemished granite for our honor roll. And they said, good, because we're not going to sell you any blemished granite. But finally, right before Christmas this year, the granite arrived here locally. And so progress will continue. And what you see down there right now is probably 20% completed. There's a lot more work to do. The granite needs to be sandblasted with over 240 names. It needs to be installed. There'll be more concrete, expanded areas of concrete, more enhanced lighting that we hope knocks your socks off. and also a new fixture on top of the current war memorial. In closing, I would like to thank all of the chamber members for what you do for our little corner of the world. And I think Connellsville is one of the best kept secrets in southwestern Pennsylvania. Like the other recipients have said tonight, we love this town. That's why we do what we do. It's filled with wonderful, wonderful people who have been here for generations. And I wouldn't live anyplace else. You know, my husband and I have been retired for longer, dear, than we care to remember. I don't remember when we worked last for a living, but he said, well, why didn't you move somewhere, or move south, or move to the desert in Arizona? And I said, no, we're staying here. This is our home. This is where our friends are, and this is where we want to stay. Being a history teacher, and what I kind of alluded to earlier, there is so much history in this town, but some people are not getting the message. And a recent survey of GAP users indicates that nearly 50% of them want to learn more about our local history as they travel the trail. So let's keep working, let's keep believing, and as my mom used to say, together, the possibilities are endless. Thank you.
Congratulations.